Hi Libra, welcome to your why reading. Just kind of all right, that flew out. Hopeful, wishful thinking, could be healing, taking some time and distance, but hoping things will work out in the future. Could be distances involved here or just needing space. Could be also Aquarius. This could be something working out for you over the long haul. Okay, so anyway, back to the intro. Hi. This is your why reading. Could be a question or an answer as far as confirmation. Depends on where you're at. Either you're starting and you're looking for an answer, or you're at the end of a processing something or a cycle and realizing, and this is confirmation. So there we go. All right, Libra. Everything else you need to know about this reading is in the description box below, as always. Libra. 7 of Swords. So could be a number of things. Could be feeling like you need to break free from a situation. Could be that you're suspecting that there's some sort of betrayal or deception or active cheating or lying going on. Could be that you're doing it and you feel guilty. Could be a number of things. This is all about being strategic, though, and information being disseminated on an as-needed basis at the bare minimum, right? All right. We got the Devil here. 10 of Swords. Can that see? Yeah, you can see that. Is that better? Yep. Okay, there we go. Death. Good gracious. Oh, my goodness. Libra. The Wheel of Fortune. Eesh. Temperance. Hi. Welcome to your Major Arcana reading. Doom and Gloom Tarot. Good gracious. 4 of Cups. Ace of Pentacles. Yay. Queen of Cups. Okay. All right. Get some distance here. Okay. All right, Libra. So this is somebody that is probably with you for strategic purposes, or you have had a situation involving someone that you might now be realizing was connected to you for strategic purposes, whether it's what they could get out of you, what you contributed to as far as material resources, sex, something from you, but it was not a win-win situation. It could have been possibly one-sided, and it was more about them getting their needs met than you, and it just kind of got really big, and it kind of took over, and that became the focus of the relationship. There is no turning back at this point. This has been a long time coming, this ending, and it will stay that way. They feel like they've been through it, and this is all about them taking the time, space, and healing that they need. And they are pretty resolute and stuck in their feelings about this exchange, interaction, connection, whatever it was with you. They're pretty doggone done. We got the Wheel of Fortune, Death, 4 of Cups, Temperance, Devil. I mean, this is all about them being just absolutely kaput and done. And there was no connection. It was all about, sorry, I don't mean to be blunt like that, but here we are. There's no lingering connection here. The main issues were about security, about whether it's emotional security and someone being emotionally available, or just it never got off the ground. There was never any start. Maybe you just two fell in with each other, but there was never any plan. There was never any movement forward. There was never any building of trust, of security, of longevity. It was almost like there was no forward movement. It was just a series of events that you two were involved in with each other. So there was no trust or security. This person could have even had an addiction. All right, what's this Devil about here? What's this Devil about for Libra? Because look at this. We got 7 of Swords and being stabbed in the back here. Yeah, there's just something you perhaps were showing up for a while to try and get something started in the way of some kind of normal, predictable routine. Like it's you and me, right? It's you and me, and there's some kind of addiction that maybe they kept hidden from you, or cheating. Just something that was the focus rather than you and the connection. This was something that held you both back and held you down. This is Devil about here. Could be Capricorn, Scorpio, Sagittarius that you're dealing with. Could be a Cancer. Yeah, this right here looks to be about cheating that did the relationship and that ended, that was the ultimate betrayal. And this might have been something that you've been dealing with for a while. This person is done. They're done with the connection. So this could be that they found out about something that you did that they found just was irreparable. Like that was what was the stabbing in the back moment. What's this Death card about? This death card. Perhaps they just found, yeah, because we got the Tower and the of Swords here, and this would suggest surprise and unexpected news that completely leveled and was like a game changer. Like, okay, we're done. Like, just damn. And it's not that it was great before, but there, whatever, it looks like trust and security was an issue for quite some time. Like, that was the main problem. There was never any building upon any kind of trust or security or movement forward. What's this kind of wheel? What's this Wheel of Fortune about for Libra? Yeah, this is about a marriage ending or a committed connection ending, about your faith in someone ending. You have no more trust or faith for this person, or they you. And there's just, it's like you're in their separate. This person is resolute. Like this could be them being very angry about this ending and the fallout of them having to process this emotionally also. But this was about trust. And if you're looking for any kind of reconciliation or connection with this person, you both are done with each other. This cycle is complete and finished. Right. I could pull more cards, but it's like, you know what? This is all about it being over, probably because of some betrayal or deception that was just newly discovered. And you both need time to heal, and the issues were about moving forward with trust and security and responsibility for each other and that sort of thing. Everything that binds you and connects you to someone, and you never had that. It never got off the ground. What would Libra's person say to them? Maybe we're just too different. What else for Libra? Gateway. Sorry, I've been sneezing. The pollen cycle, whatever is doing a number on me. So my voice is a little dry, so it's not like I'm, there it is. Gateway. Okay. For sometimes when you're in so much pain emotionally, you're just like, okay, I'm ready for anything. Show me a sign, show me something. Just get me out of this pain and this emotional rut and whatever. So it could speak to that whatever pain or torment you're going through is going to be purposeful in the sense that it's going to be a gateway to new awareness, to transformation. It could be that. I feel like this is more about being at the crossroads of doing what is the best thing to do for a situation. Breaking old patterns, deciding differently, moving forward in a new way. I know that's nebulous and vague, but this is all about you're at the crossroads, and the decisions you make now will define or either change the trajectory of where you're headed or keep it the same. I feel like this is all about choice, and this is about you reckoning, or kind of like that judgment card where there's that review and there's a pause in the action to review all of the past things that have come up, looking at the past, reviewing it, figuring out what you could improve upon, where you were wrong. This, I feel like, is a card of reckoning for you, Libra. So whether you were the person that has, dare I say, perpetrated or offended, or if somebody was out for you, this is where the rubber meets the road right here. This is the choice. From here forward, what do you choose? Do you choose compassion and, character and strength and all that? Or do you choose to just kind of keep going the same way? And perhaps this is about addiction. Perhaps this is about succumbing to what you've always done just because it's easier and it's scarier to go the road less traveled, that sort of thing. This is about your choices right here. And again, I could be reading this wrong. It could be all about this person that you were with chose the road they were used to rather than doing the right thing, challenging their beliefs, correcting any wrongs or mistakes or trespasses, that sort of thing. This is about time and waiting for an offer to come in, but it being too little too late. I think this is connected to this Four of Cups right here, about this person feeling pretty resolute and that nothing will change their mind right now. Right now, this is the card of to be continued also, the Wheel of Fortune. So right now, it could very well be that you're in your separate corners, and for the time being, they are done. But depending on your future action and your future choices, things could be over time redeemed. Like it could work out over time, because this is a to be continued card. Right now, they're pissed and they're done. But depending on the choices you make moving forward, it might, in the future, not in the near future, but over time, it might soften or it might mitigate, or there might still be some, if you're interested in that. But right now, no. but over time there might be a possible chance at reconnection. But this is a card of too little too late. So whatever is going on, whatever apologies are made by you or by them to you, vice versa, this is not the time for any kind of apologies or connections. Too little too late. The door has become part of the wall. There's no going back. So, okay, what else here? Right. These two are acting as confirmation. I'm going to put those right there. I'll turn them in a minute. Yeah, that didn't work. Maybe do it over here. Libra. Orbs of light, spirit realm. Okay, somebody's really going through it because typically you get to this point in awareness and experience. You come to this point where you're at the gateway and you're kind of seeing all this stuff when you are grieving and when things are very heavy. So this is all about like starting to be open, whether you like it or not, to those sort of spiritual experiences or those other than explainable experiences. And this would suggest divine intervention, divine guidance, and that you need to connect to source. This is a time where maybe there's been, like, you don't know what end is what. There's grieving going on, the lack of faith needing to be restored, which means connection needs to be restored with the divine or whatever you call source. That's where you could be divinely guided right now, reconnecting and like just somebody end the suffering, somebody end this. I am hurting, I'm in pain, give me something. And this right here is not the answer. If this is addiction, that's not the answer. Easier said than done, I know. But this typically is about realizing it's too little too late. But what do I do now? I'm still in pain. I know this logically, but heart is breaking, quite possibly. And this is all about connecting to source and letting yourself feel and grieve and be divinely guided through it. I know that's small comfort. I'm sorry. There it is. All right, so like this. Okay, so we've got, this feels like this could be somebody that always kind of kept the door open to chance encounters, rendezvous, secret liaisons, that sort of thing. We got the fish and we got the clover, and I know some of you out there would disagree with me. This is all about, this is about, a spiritual soul connection. Well, that very well could be why there's some grieving going on, because maybe you really felt for this person and it just got depleted and shut down, and this stabbing in the back was the final last straw. But these two together, to me, speak to unexpected chance encounters, liaisons, being very open to that all the time. There was never this security that you could build on. There was always one foot out the door, ready to go meet that person, perhaps. This could be somebody finding a way to sneak out to go gamble, cheat, abuse, use drugs. I mean, it could be anything, but this to me speaks to chance encounters, sneaking around. All right, I'm shutting up. It's minutes. This was supposed to be minutes and under. Libra, I wish you luck with this. Hopefully this was a starting point. No, hopefully it wasn't a starting point. Hopefully this is confirmation and it brings you comfort and a sense of what to do or where to go next. All right, I wish you comfort through this. I hope to see you in the next reading. You take care.